Amid rising tensions along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border, allegations of civilian casualties and human rights violations have intensified global concern. Reports of a deadly airstrike in Kabul, coupled with claims of enforced disappearances and excessive force, have put Pakistan under increasing scrutiny. The developments have raised serious questions about accountability and adherence to international law. Take a look.
Tensions along the Afghanistan and Pakistan border are escalating, with the region witnessing increased instability and military activity. In a shocking development, reports claim that a Pakistani airstrike struck a hospital in Kabul, killing at least 400 people and injuring around 250 others. The incident has raised serious concerns over civilian safety and adherence to international law. The allegations have drawn attention at the 61st session of the United Nations Human Rights Council, where activists have flagged what they describe as a pattern of escalating cross-border actions. Speaking on the sidelines of the UNHRC session, Pashtun human rights defender Fazl-ur-Rahman Afridi accused Pakistan of repeatedly violating international norms.
Everybody knows that Pakistan is conducting, thousands of operations it has already conducted in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and in Balochistan. And particularly in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, recently, due to some tensions between the Taliban regime and the Pakistan, that has escalated further, and Pakistan has started, attacking, the Afghan territory. Which is actually the violation of international law. And in most of the cases, there in Afghanistan also, innocent civilians are the target of Pakistani military, which is really concerning for us.
Amid escalating tensions, serious concerns are emerging over Pakistan's conduct in conflict-affected regions. Multiple reports point to a disturbing pattern of enforced disappearances, arbitrary detentions, and civilian casualties linked to security operations. These actions have raised critical questions over Pakistan's commitment to international law and the protection of basic human rights. The situation paints a worrying picture of unchecked operations with little regard for civilian safety.
We have received an alarming increase in the enforced disappearances of the Pashtun and Baloch people. I'll talk about Pashtun because I personally received very confirmed data of the people who have been, disappeared. And I have personally, deposited through special procedure, more than 15 cases of confirmed enforced disappearances of the Pashtun people. And there are a lot more which are coming, which are in the pipeline, because we unfortunately we don't have complete information to submit it to the special procedures, but the data is in hundreds. So these people are forcibly disappeared. When a person is forcibly disappeared, that means he is tortured in the interrogation centers of the ISI and the military intelligence of the Pakistan Army. And in most of the cases, these forcibly disappeared people are killed by Pakistan.
The developments have also intensified scrutiny on Pakistan's military establishment and its role in the ongoing crisis. Concerns over excessive use of force, lack of accountability, and systemic abuses continue to surface, particularly in volatile regions. Analysts warn that without strict oversight and corrective measures, such actions risk further destabilizing the region. The absence of accountability mechanisms remain a key challenge in addressing these concerns.
The most important thing to stop these grave human rights violations committed by the Pakistani state, particularly the all-powerful and rogue Pakistani military, it's important that those persons and those institutions, particularly the Pakistani army, should be held accountable. Because until or unless this institution is not held accountable, they will continue these human rights violations with impunity, and particularly the ordinance, action in aid of civil power, which gives enormous powers to these military organizations. That is also a very important instrument, which violates the basic fundamental rights of the Pashtun people in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. That should be annulled, and pressure should be put on Pakistani government and the judiciary and the parliament to remove this ordinance immediately.
As allegations continue to mount, Pakistan finds itself under increasing global scrutiny for its actions, with growing attention on both its cross-border conduct and internal security operations. From escalating tensions along international borders to persistent concerns within its own territories, a pattern of behavior is emerging that raises serious questions about its commitment to regional peace and stability. Repeated instances of military assertiveness and controversial operations have only deepened fears of further destabilization in an already fragile region.